Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out episode number 15 of Steins Gate. We are making really good progress getting through the series. I can't believe how fast we're getting through this. It's kind of crazy, especially with all the twists and turns and crazy ups and downs that we've been experiencing lately. But I'm very excited to see what we get in this episode because we have got some answers to questions we have had for a very long time now. Who is Suzuha? What is her deal? And why is she so mysterious? What's with all this weird shit she's been saying? And we finally have some of those answers, and we're hopefully going to learn more as we continue through the rest of the series, as we continue through these upcoming episodes. And yeah, let's just see what we get in this one. Now that we know that this satellite has been a time traveling machine all along, yeah, who knows what's coming? I certainly don't have a clue. I'm very excited to see though. So here we go. We're just going to dive right into this one. If you guys do enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And comment down below letting me know if you could have any time machine you want. Like if you could choose what it was, like a satellite or a police box if you're into Doctor Who, whatever. What object would you use? And it has to be something that you can physically walk into. What would you choose and why? That's just a fun little question, but we're going to dive right into this one. So here we go. Episode 15, Steins Gate. Alright, so let's see what episode number 15 has in store for us. Here we go.
Time machine.
Time machine.
2036年
Yeah, that you are, Mrs. John Titor.
私がタイムトラベラー。
John Titor. Could only be you, couldn't it? Couldn't have been anyone else. It had to be you. Missing link necrosis. Oh shit. Missing link?
2036年
What's the missing link here? The world was ruled by CERN. Shit.
そこは徹底した管理社会。
Whoa, we're getting some information.
死んだように暮らしてる。
Wow.
者は皆殺された。
Jeez. Okay, so Okabe Rintaro has been right this whole time about the
私
organization.
はそんなセルンの
You know, like he's been right this whole
人々を解
time.
放するために戦うレジ
The
スタンスの一員だった。
resistance. And your decision was to go back to the past, but why have you not been doing anything in the past? Like, it feels like you've not really done much. Unless we haven't learned what you've actually come here to do and what you have been doing. Like, working in a CRT store isn't gonna do shit. Obviously, you're getting close
こ
to
の死んだような世界
Rintaro
を
and
変えるため
everything.
私は父さんが残してくれたタイムマシンに乗り込んだ。
Daru, your father. What does it say? I can't read it. But there is text on that thing. And thus we created a beta world line.
だけどセルンは研究機関であって権力を持つ統治機関じゃないわ。私は何度もネッ
That's
ト
how
上
it
で
is right
ジョン・
now.
タイターにそう訴えてきた。
待て
Wait, you were also messaging?
あの時アットチャンネルにいた栗ご飯とカメハメハか
Just that rising Kamehameha.
私も名乗り出ないとフェアじゃないでしょ。
ならば俺も習おう俺は法王院教授で
それは知ってる。
He's such a dork.
セルンはタイムマシンの開
He's
発に
such a
成功したの。
dork. I love this guy.
時間という4つ目の次元に干
Even
渉
if
で
he
き
can
る
be
唯一の
incredibly
存在となった
problematic.
ことで世界の秩序を塗り替えた。
What?
そしてマキセ・クリスはセルンのタイムマシン開発に最も貢献した人物。タイムマシンの母として崇められた。
That's
私がセルン
crazy.
に協力？冗談じゃないわ。
Yeah.
未来ではそうなっていた。
Yeah, you don't know what happens
そ
between
れ
now
で
and
私
then.
のこと目の敵に。
It makes a lot of sense. I hope we can get past that and work together here.
未来の俺は
岡部倫太郎はテロリストとして有名。
Terrorist! Holy shit.
セルンに立てついたテロリスト。そして
You're one of us.
2人とも2036年には死亡
Both
して
of
い
you
る。
are dead by then.
そんな未来を変えるために過去へ。1975年へ
1975?
1975年
セルンがタイムマシン開発に成功したのは2010年に秋葉原で作られたタイムマシンがあったから
Huh.
通信傍受システムを使って世界中からタイムマシンに関するあらゆる情報を集めていた。
Damn, they've been spying on everyone this whole time.
岡部倫太郎、君が最初に送った D メールが引っかかったんだ。
Ah, that's what sent us into this
あ
weird,
のメールが
そう。だから、
like,
セルンのデータ
dimension.
ベースに残っているそのメールを消しさえすれば未来は変わる。
That's the hopeful future.
そうすれば前よりも助かるのか
It should.
だったらすぐにでもセレンのデータベースにハッキングをかけて。
Hacking to the gate?
IBN5100 は必要。私の使命は1975年に行って IBN5100 を手に入れ岡部倫太郎に託すこと。
It was her that left it at the
父さんを探そう
shrine!
としてこの時代に長居しすぎた。
Oh
もっと早く
shit!
行くべきだったのに。
Looking for your father? You were with him the whole time. It's Daru. Come on, we know this. I mean, we don't know it, but like, come on.
壊れてる。
Oh shit, that's not good. What is she supposed to do now? Oh, the outreached hand, and she's just like, oh, but I know who you are.
未来じゃどうだったか知らないけど
It's like, how much can you
今の
trust?
私は
Yeah.
あなたと同じだ
Right here and now, I'm a different person. I'm just like you. I want to fix this. And I don't think she would have done something from her own choice. I feel like they either stole her ideas, plans, or what she was doing, or forced her to under some sort of pretense that something would happen, some outcome would come because of it.
どうする
What do
もう
we
そこに
do?
は
That's a
戻れない
damn
わよ
good question.
あれは衝突したんじゃないよ。
Didn't crash?
座標計算に誤差があったせいであの位置に出現しちゃっただけ。着いた時は壊れていなかった。
Right?
いつ
考えられるとすればこの前の雷雨、落雷したかそれとも浸水したか。
俺のせいだ。あの夜までは届かない。
クリスちゃんとすずさんも一緒だ。
お前たち帰ったのではなかったのか。
マユシがやっぱり完成祝いするべきって言うから。
ダル君と二人で買い出しをしてきたのです。
今日は解散と言っただろ。
Oh,
ご
don't
めんねマ
yell.
イリーこれから私たち重要な話をする予定だったの。
完成祝いはまた改めてやろう。
Okay, but apologize for yelling.
でも危ないことはしないでね。マユシーは心配なのです。
大丈夫だ。約束する。
He promises.
それじゃあまた明日。
Bye bye. Don't die, please. That was your father.
マジか
The trains have stopped. Oh shit, it begins. She's only got like 50 minutes left, 40 minutes left until she dies.
タイムマシンを修理するしかない。
そこから改めて48時間11日の14時まで飛ぶ。
What?
それが今の私たちが使
Oh,
える最
okay,
大の
because
時
you
間
don't
って
want to
わ
go
け
more
だね。
than 48
その2
hours.
日の間に何としてでもタイムマシンを修理する。できなければ何度でもその2日をやり直す。
Shit, we're going even further back.
世界を救うためなどではない。マユリを助けるためのミッションだ。
Oh, this is not about saving the world. This is about saving one person. That's a crazy statement, but I mean, yeah, we're by ourselves.
岡部どうしたの？
至急ラボ面に招集をかけてくれ。聞いてもらいたいことがある。
All of them, not Moeka
未
though,
来
right?
人すげえマジ
For the win!
直せるか。
アマネシ自分では無理なん？
私にはちんぷんかんぷん。作ったのは父さんだから。
Yes, Dari, fix it.
とにかく2日で何とかしてくれ、ダル。お前だけが頼りだ。
Yep, see, it's being left to Daru, so of course he's the one. He's your papa.
もし2日で直せたら何でも言うことを聞いてやる。
Anything.
フェリスさんと一日デートがしたいです。
分かった。
That's not
何とか
something
しよう
he can
いや
do.
無理っしょ。
俺に不可能はない。信じろ。
いいですと。
And that Suzuha is how you were conceived.
あともう一ついい？無事に治ったら IBN5100 と一緒に75年の伝説の魔法物ラジカル少女オミットちゃんの背中を持って帰って
自重しろ。
A
手伝
cell.
おうか。
いや、お前にはタイムリープマシンを完成させるという重要な仕事がある。
もう一つ何か忘れてない？すずさんのお父さん探し。すずさんがタイムマシンに乗ったのは
To
使
find
命と
him.
かもあるけど、やっぱりお父さんに会いたかったからなんでしょ？
She's so thoughtful. He's right beside you. Not that guy, but the other one.
父親の名前はバレル・タイターだったな。
Barrel
それはコー
Tighter.
ドネーム。本名は知らない。
アマネっていうのは？
母さんの名前。手がかりは父さんの形見のこのピンバッジだけ。それじゃあマユシーは早速捜査を開始するのです。
Is it not
椎
Daru?
名まゆり、いい子だね。
I feel like Daru's been kind of creepy with almost every girl he sees except Suzuha, so that was also kind of making me think that.
ただちょっと触ってみて気づいたんだけどこれって電話レンジと似てるかも。
Oh
じゃあ
shit.
治る可能性はあるってことだね。
Yep, he can
お
do
まし
it.
の親父さんって僕たちの近くにいるのかな
He's
2010
you.
年に僕たちが秋葉にいるって知ってたんだよね。
多分直接聞いたわけじゃないから。父さんはセルンとは別にタイムマシンの研究をしてたの。未来を変えるためにね。
Come on.
私はその意志を継いでここにいる。
I don't know. Like, surely it's
正
him.
直すまんかった。
They're having this
でも
moment.
タイムマシンが治ればなんとかなるって。1975年から戻ってくるまでに親父さん探しておくから。だからオカリンには内緒で伝説の意味ラジ。
That's funny.
未来ガジェット2号オルタナティブエディションバージョン 2.6
通称タケコプカメラ。CCD カメラが本体下部に搭載され
Oh
ている。
shit.
カメラも一緒に回るので撮影された映像も高速回転して
バージョン 2.67 でそんな不具合が治って
That's
ない
really
の
funny,
それが
actually.
初号機だ。ネーミングはバージョンも含めてダルの趣味で特に意味はない。
It's just the name. We gave it.
この数字が 1% を突破さえできたら未来は変わる。
It was about
それを認識で
1%.
きるのはリーディングシュタイナーの能力を持った君
Reading
だ。
Steiner.
未来の俺は死ぬ前にそれをお前に託したのか。
私は一度も会ったことはない。君はさ、私が所属しているレジスタンスの
Makes
設立メンバ
sense.
ー
Yeah,
だった
that's
ん
what I
だ。
figured. He would have been like the founder of this this resistance force. That's why he's a famous terrorist or
助けることも
whatever.
できずのうのうと生き続けた挙句そんな中二病みたいな真似を。
くだらなくない。世界
You're
の自由を
fighting
取り戻
against,
そう
yeah.
とする勇敢で立
You're
派な
fighting
志
against
だよ。
an oppressive force. Where does the 1% show up? Like, is it a number, the same number, but with a different one at the end? Like, I don't know. It's gonna be something really dorky. Damn, nobody knows what it is. The kitty cat!
Hey master I am math scientist. It's so cool.
What the hell?
はい。何ですか？
What?
日本語で OK か。
Yeah, what was
ちょっ
that?
と聞きたいことがある。これに見覚えが。思い出したらここに連絡をくれ。
Okay, so that's gonna be important because they literally
近
showed
い
us
未
that
来に作られるもので今はまだ存在
OSHM.
しないんだろうか。
やっぱりさ、父さんとは会えない運命なのかも。もうやめにしない？
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているんだぞ。
何を
俺だってマユリを助けることを何より優先したい。それでもお前はラボメンであり仲間だ。
That
そ
she
の仲間が
is.
困っているんだから助けたい。
I'm not you
それな
will.
のにお前が真っ先に諦めてどうする。
怒鳴んないでよ。
Finally, someone says it.
すまん。
お願いします。お願いします。
あいつ何を。
先日誘拐事件が起きちゃいました。このピンバッジをつけた犯人を探して
That's really funny. That's really smart.
お願いします。
Wow, she's kind of like really smart with this. It's so cute.
いい作戦でしょう。マユシーのアイデアなのです。これならみんなおっと思ってくれるかなって。
Is this going to be something that
マユシーチラシで大勝
Big
利。
Victory Mayushi's
誘拐事件っ
pamphlet
てのはさすがに言い過ぎないじゃん。
警察に
kidnapping?
目をつけられたらどうする。あまずい逃げるぞ。
Oh
ちょっと君たち
shit.
これ待ちなさい。
Is this going to be something like this badge? Is it something that Ferris gives to Daru when they go on their day-long date or something? It's only Christina.
ちょうどよかったわ。大変なことが分かったの。
I'm glad everyone's on board though and everyone knows right now.
あまねさんのお父さん誘拐犯かも。何どういうこと？
A bit of levity right now is honestly like so nice.
調子は
Poor Daru is in the trenches this whole time.
ここはキンキン
dog
に冷えた
pepper
ノンカロリーのコーラだろ。常識的に考えて
どう？タイムマシンは治りそう。
明日までにはなんとか。
すごいね。特艦コーチとはいえ。
ダルの実力は折り紙付きだ。
見た目は不節制そうで冴えない感じなのにね。
ダメで判断するな。
That's your father you're talking
考えを
about.
改める。
それじゃあおまねしも手伝って。 そして狭いタイムマシンの中、うだるような暑さに僕らは恥ずかしさも忘れて服を脱ぎ。
Okay, never mind. He's being creepy now.
ダル君とスズさんって結構お似合いだね。どの辺って言えないけど、なんとなく。どうしたの？
気にするな。マユリがおかしなことを言っただけだ。
二人乗りならマユシーが一緒に行ってあげられるのに。
お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ？
決まってるよ。スズさんの手をむぎゅーっ
Oh,
と握ってね。
everything's
大丈夫。
gonna be
マユシーが
okay.
一緒だから大丈夫だよ
Everything will
って
be
応援してあ
alright.
げる
She's
の。
so sweet.
私さ、君たちには本当感謝して
And
る
we're
んだ。
very grateful to you as well for finally saying something.
知ってる人は誰もいなくて。
Well, you fit in very, very nicely to the group.
私にとってはすごく怖かった。
A future, a present that looks nothing like
こう
your
してたくさん
future.
の仲間ができた。この時代に来ることができて、
Aw.
君たちと同じ時間が過ごせて、私、本
Meet
当に
good
楽しかっ
people.
た。
Yeah.
ほんのちょっとでもラボ面の一員になれてよかった。君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。
It's very sweet.
岡部倫太郎、
She's a good
きっ
person.
と未来を変えてね。
Change the
今みたいな
future.
自由な世界に変えて。
We'll maintain this present into the future. Of course, we're going to defeat
Hi.
the organization that is CERN.
マドサイエンティスト so cool
Oh
ロ
shit!
ッテショーか。
私思い出しましたね Yesterday night ピンバッジの男
父親が分かったということか。すぐに行く。待ってろ。
Oh shit! Are we actually gonna learn something? Who is it? That's crazy. I didn't think we'd get something so soon. It's over! No! Why would you tease us like that? That's so cruel. Wow, this was a really nice episode to break up the just craziness of the past few episodes. Like, this was a really nice way to step things a little further back and just calm things down, introduce a bit of levity, bring everybody up to speed, and just relax a little. Not entirely, but like, I really needed this episode. I was so anxious watching this series, and now I feel like, okay, we're back on track, we're fixing things, we're making things okay. We haven't had to see Mayushi die. And that's everything I needed. And that was episode 15 of Steins Gate. Like I said, this was exactly what I needed, and I think exactly what a lot of people probably needed at this point in the series. After just being tortured over and over and over again, constantly, feeling like there's no way out, feeling like there's no escape, and we're just trapped in this pit of despair, we finally see an opening, we see light at the end of the tunnel, potentially, hope anyway, and things start to feel a little less stressful. I know we still have a lot of work to do, and we still have to change the future, change the past to change the future, change the present, change everything. And in the process now, we're trying to find Suzuha's father. We got to do all of this while also dealing with the fact that we've got this looming potential of Mayushi just being killed out of nowhere. Like, it's awful that we have to do that, but I think that the progress we made in this episode and the previous episode as well has been very enlightening, and I'm very excited to see the future from Steins Gate. I think that it has been really great at evolving as the series goes on. Like, I love the evolution of the series. It's going in a really natural, organic direction. Like, it doesn't feel like it's forcing anything in any direction. It's really been telling this story from beginning to probably end in a very natural way that is keeping my interest while also not making me feel too all over the place. Like, it's been doing a great job. Obviously, I said probably at least 30 times in this episode alone that Daru is Suzuha's father. Like, that's been the leading theory that I've had for quite a bit now. I can't remember when I initially came up with that idea, but it's kind of been more and more obvious, I feel like. Like, I thought it was pretty obvious back when she was supposed to go to a meeting with a group of people about the time travel forum or committee, whatever it was, and she was going to go there and meet her father, but her father wasn't there. And who else wasn't there that day other than Daru, because he was called away by Hoing Kyoma. And so like I just thought that right there and then it was kind of super obvious to me, and I just didn't think anything else. Like I never thought to humor any other potential for who her father could be, because when there's this much mystery surrounding who her father is, I feel like it kind of has to be someone that we know. It kind of has to be someone important. It can't just be a random new character, because it's been so ingrained into the relevancy of this series and the relevancy of what that whole situation means that, yeah, I just can't see it being someone that we don't know. And if it is the case that it's someone we don't know, then I guess for Suzuha, she has to kind of see that he's not someone that's worth coming back to the past to meet, I guess. But yeah, I just really feel like all the scenes that she had with Daru in this episode, they had some really nice touching moments, a couple of heart-to-hearts. Daru was talking about helping her find her father, and they just had these really beautiful moments together. I feel like that's also kind of adding the fuel to my belief that that has to be her father, right? He's also called Barrel Tider. Like, the last thing I will ever do is body shame anyone, but you know, he is very much built like a barrel, if you will. And I wonder if that's kind of some sort of ironic naming, an ironic nickname that he's giving, you know, like, I wonder if that's potentially the case. I don't know if the name Daru has any kind of double meaning, like if Daru's name, like, is, if it's a double entendre sort of thing that can be translated into something else which is related to the name Barrel. Barrel. No, I got nothing there. I think I'll go through this episode a little bit by bit. I feel like this is going to be a pretty short post-episode analysis, because this episode didn't have really a lot of moving parts. Like, I say that when there were actually a lot of moving parts in this episode, but not a lot that I need to kind of analyze, because a lot of it was spent doing the same things over like the span of an episode. Like, if I was to compare this to another episode from this series, it would be the episode where they go and get the IBM 5100. You know, there's not a lot happening, but there are parts moving that will influence what comes in later episodes. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting from this episode right here. But yeah, this episode starts with a recap of what we saw at the end of the previous episode. It was a nice little recap, even though I didn't really need it. But for anyone who maybe was taking a little break from this series and came back, this is obviously a great reminder of what the huge reveal was at the end of the previous episode. Suzuha is John Tider. At least that is a nickname, or a name that she has been using to access online forums. And of course, John Tider saying that he is they are a time traveler from the year 2036. We know now that that is true. And while yes, the real John Tider that was accessing forums in the real world, not the Steins world, like our world that you and I inhabit, that's probably a hoax, right? We are approaching the year 2036, so we'll see just how much happens in these next 11 years. But I think it's cool that we kick this episode off immediately back where we were. And I just gotta say real quick, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Hacking to the Gate is an absolute banger. What a great opening. It's quickly, easily becoming one of my favorite openings of all time. I have a handful of other favorites, and Hacking to the Gate is very much slotted right in there next to those. And yeah, it is so good, and it's, I don't know, I just have so much praise for that opening. But yeah, we then kick straight back to basically learning a little about the year 2036. And in the year 2036, CERN has taken over. CERN is essentially an oppressive force who is making everyone bend to its will after it discovered time travel and everything like that. They're living in a totalitarian society in the year 2036, and nobody is free. Everyone is kind of enslaved to CERN. They have to do what CERN says when they say, or they will be killed. Anyone who goes against CERN's say so is killed, which is crazy. Like, I don't know how the real CERN, like CERN, has allowed this series to use its name so freely like that, because yeah, that's crazy. The fact that this is where the series has gone. CERN, the organization, is real, and so it really makes you think those memories that maybe baby Hoen Kyoma, baby Okabe Rintaro had when he was very sick and he woke up and he was spouting all this stuff, were memories sent to that point in time in order to hopefully change the future. And was he told about an organization? Was he told about all of this stuff that, you know, with Steins Gate and everything, that has influenced how he's thought? And he's been right this whole time, but it just seems so far-fetched and so crazy that nobody ever believed him. You and I, as viewers, probably didn't believe him for a while, after a while anyway. Maybe at the start it was a fun thought process, fun thought experiment to believe him, but as time goes on, it becomes more and more obvious that he's just spouting all this nonsense because he's a mad scientist. But obviously now we know that's not true. This organization is real, and this organization is very dangerous. So how did he know that? Was it something subconsciously planted within his mind by a future version of himself? Is that why he knew that? Is that why he woke up as a child and was fine again after being very sick and all of this? Like, is there just something there that influenced that? Like, is that relevant at all? Was he maybe supposed to die as a child, but planting those memories and doing something helped him recover? I don't have a clue. But yeah, like I said, it's a fun thought experiment, and I like that idea. I like to be able to think that that's potentially true. Suzuha, as we would have assumed, was a part of the resistance force because she did not want the world to be under CERN's rule. She was fighting for the freedom of everyone. And so in order to fight for the freedom of everyone and change the future, change her present rather, she had to go back to the past, and she had to go back to the year 1975. But instead of doing that, she went to the year 2010, and she went there to try to find her father, because that's been a huge mystery in her life. She doesn't know who her father was. She doesn't really know anything about him. She just knows that he was going to be in Akihabara in the year 2010, researching and doing work on time machines apart separately from CERN. And who do we know in Akihabara that has been working on time machines in the year 2010 that is not a part of CERN? Two men, and those are Okabe Rintaro and Daru. Those two men are her two prime suspects for her father, and we know that it can't be Okabe Rintaro because surely that's too obvious. Surely there would be more proof to that, but I feel like all this circumstantial, I say circumstantial evidence because we haven't had any confirmation. We haven't had anything to suggest otherwise, though, at the same time. So there's no confirmation and there's no unconfirmation. I don't know what to say there, but due to the circumstantial evidence, I really do believe Daru is her father. And yeah, I feel like I've kind of explained why I believe that to be the case throughout this post-hoc analysis already. But yeah, I do really think that is the case. And I wonder if this mention of I want a full day date with Ferris also plays into that. And I wonder if she maybe gifts him this badge, or he earns this badge, or something related to that day or anything or something like that is how he gets this little badge, this little pin, and that then is how it's clear and definitive proof basically that he is her father. I wonder if now that we actually go and speak with the guy who we said, you know, son of a bitch to for some reason, I wonder if he is actually going to tell us that a girl with pink hair and cat ears was the one who bought it. That's just an absolute crackpot theory that I have, obviously. It's not gonna change the world, obviously, but if that is the case, yeah, it's all but confirmed for me at that point. We have some really, honestly, truly funny moments within this episode, and I think the first of those is when Christina basically identifies herself as Chestnut Rice and Kamehameha. Obviously, I'm aware of what a Kamehameha is. I don't get the reference with Chestnut Rice. I wonder if that's some sort of nerdy reference that I'm not understanding. And if it is, please do share that down below, what that actually is referring to, because we know Kurisu is an absolute dork. She is a nerd. She is one of us, basically, right? She is all of us. And of course, while that is happening and the whole name revelation is being done with Kurisu and Suzuha, this absolute dork Okabe Rintaro is like, well, I was using the code name Halloween Kyoma. These two just turned to him. They're like, we know. It's so funny. It's really, really just funny that that's just how that plays out. He's such a dork. He's such a dumbass. And yeah, I just love how that scene played out. It was some much needed levity. It was very, very funny. And so we learn that Kurisu is essentially hailed as the mother of the time machine. She is the one who basically discovered and came up with and did most of the stuff related to creating the time machine for CERN. And we don't actually learn if she did it for CERN or if CERN took her ideas. CERN did something related to it. Like I was saying during the episode, I kind of guess right now, my leading theory perhaps, is that she was either coerced into doing this for a reason. She was probably told, like, hey, if you do this, we'll set this person free, we'll save this person, we'll do something that will benefit you. Or they just kind of took all her ideas and she had no real say in it, but she is still seen as this kind of evil figure by the resistance, because without her, this time machine, which allowed CERN to take over, would not have existed, and so technically she can be blamed for that future. Okabe Rintaro has been confirmed now to be a very famous terrorist, you know, the one who essentially founded, I think, the resistance force against the organization, and the one that Suzuha was a part of. But we also learned that both he and Kurisu are dead by the year 2036 due to everything that happened. We don't know how they're dead, but something happened anyway, and both of them are no longer alive in that future. And so it really makes you remember episode number 1, where Kurisu was found dead. That is a huge thing. That's a huge deal. The fact that she was dead in that moment, because that has to have completely changed everything. No time machine whatsoever. She is dead, and so CERN cannot get a time machine. CERN cannot get anything from this world line, because there's no way it can happen when she's dead. She's the one who founded this whole damn thing after all. I think it's cool that we learn that Suzuha is basically the one who left the 5100 at the shrine for Okabe Rintaro. I was theorizing that maybe he left it for himself or something like that, but I think it's really cool that we learned that it was actually Suzuha. Suzuha came from 1975 with an IBM 5100, left it in the shrine, at the shrine, for Okabe Rintaro in the future to come and get, and that allows him to be able to do all the things in order to try to change the future. And he's trying to change the future for the good of everyone in order to preserve the present that they have, so that that can be the future for the future, if that makes sense. The future will not be a dystopian totalitarian society. It will be exactly what we know today. And so that's what we're fighting for now. But at the same time, Okabe Rintaro himself says at some point he's not fighting to save humanity, he's fighting to save Mayushi. And so that makes you wonder if that is also the case in this 2036 version, if he is still fighting to save Mayushi, or if he is fighting to save humanity. If that has changed for him, I guess we'll find out at some point. I think it would be really cool to see this future version of Okabe Rintaro. Whether that happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Suzuha goes to the past in 1975, but the time machine is broken. So they need to spend the rest of this episode fixing the time machine. And that's kind of what they do for this entire episode, basically. And yeah, besides some really funny, humorous moments again, I think that's kind of like the height of what there is to talk about in this episode. Suzuha has some really nice moments with Daru, and it just further makes me think that they are father-daughter, and that this is kind of like the first indication of that. But then obviously there is that really creepy scene at the end, but if Daru doesn't know, then, you know, I don't know, it's just very strange though. And I feel like Mayushi's comments about like, wow, they look perfect together, you know, as father and daughter. But yeah, the episode kind of then just wraps up with Okabe Rintaro running away to try to get back to the guy who was like, hey, mad scientist guy is so cool. I got some information on that pin, on that badge. And so now we're wondering, is this someone coercing this guy into summoning Okabe Rintaro here, or is this actually important information that is going to reveal something related to Suzuha's father? All will be revealed, I suppose, in the next episode. And yeah, we're hopefully going to be checking that one out very soon. The video will be up very soon, in a couple of days, I hope. Apologies for the wonky schedule this week. I kind of had to shift things around. If you saw the post on the YouTube community tab, I was spending time with my wife. She got time off work, and so I wasn't working on uploading or recording or editing or anything like that. So uploads are kind of late this week, but they're still being uploaded. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support across the series so far. We are 15 episodes in now. Absolutely insane. Cannot wait to see what comes to the next one. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below letting me know if you could use any object that you could walk into physically as a time machine. In fact, you can use like a whole building. Whatever you want, let me know what it is down below. I'd love to hear it. It would be very funny. Maybe a little tent or something. Maybe you would use a fridge. I don't know. Just let me know down below, and I'd love to read why you would choose that object specifically. So thank you for watching. I hope that you're having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.